Hi, you're with me, Farah Azhari from the New Straits Times, and I'm sitting here with the Secretary-General of Football Association of Malaysia, Stuart Ramalingam. Hi.
Hi, Farah.
Thanks for joining us today. So this is basically like a special video that we're trying to make just to inform people in the build-up for the Malaysia-UAE match, which is happening tomorrow. So maybe you can start off by telling us your personal opinion on the prospects of the UAE-Malaysia match.
Personal opinions. Yeah? The UAE match is should be on books our toughest match. They are Asian Cup semi-finalists. Only in January this year, they've been consistent performers in the West, and with players that have played in foreign countries as well. So you're looking at a very very solid team with a great track record. So we've got to just be careful in terms of making sure the history of the 10-0 doesn't repeat itself. But I think the national team has proved that we are a solid bunch now, solid in the back and especially going forward as well. So hoping for the best, making sure that we get a win. One win from the last match is already a great start for us. It's now making sure we make it 2 out of 2.
Okay, I know everyone's like really concerned about Omar Abdul Rahman and also Ali. What do you think is the essential thing that our players need to basically like chain them down?
I mean, I wouldn't look at individuals that make a team. If not, Argentina would have won World Cups after World Cups with Messi in the team. You're looking at a team that Malaysia, as a team that works really well together. The teamwork, the camaraderie, the collective high press, and our movement has proved that we are a team also that we are difficult to deal with. So as we are concerned about a couple of players, I'm sure they are concerned about us as well. So I think it's fair game.
Okay.
There are a couple of good players on the other side that we'll have to lock down, but I think it's a team sport, so we'll be able to do that.
So far, what are some of the sentiments that FAM has kind of like conveyed to the players, coaches and such in the build-up for Tuesday's match?
I think everything that you've read recently, where we're saying that we're confident of the team's performance, confident of the fact that we have a team that we can put our hopes on. But we also don't want to be overconfident and go to a match thinking we have done everything. We haven't. We just beat the 5th team in the pool of 5, and we've got a long way to go. So we played Indonesia, who was the 5th pick in our group, was the lowest pick. Tomorrow we play the 1st pick, which is the toughest team in our group.
Okay.
So it's a big jump from Indonesia to a UAE, and I believe with belief and with confidence that the team displays, we will be able to produce that on the field.
Okay, will you be at the stadium on Tuesday?
Yes. For sure.
Okay, what is it that you personally would like to see?
As a General Secretary, fans coming into the stadium smoothly, getting their seats done right.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
As in my job, there's so many other moving pieces than the match, right? But I'm sure your question was more on the field. We aim to take points from this game.
Okay.
We didn't come to not lose. We came to win. Right? I think that's the sentiment shared by the president as well. We believe that this is a team that can pull off a surprise, and we're sure that we're gonna play well, especially being at home. It's great to play UAE at home first, especially on the back of a win as well. So I'm sure the team will come out confident. Our 12th man, which are our fans, will be behind the team, and I hope that we all do well.
All right. Some of the other teams that we will be meeting next is Thailand and Vietnam. How do you think we fare against Thailand and Vietnam?
I wouldn't take our AFF performance as a measuring stick with Thailand and Vietnam. They had players that were not part of the team during the AFF Suzuki Cup, and but having said that, it's opponents we play with week in, week out, year in, year out. Yeah, whether at youth level or at senior level. So it's opponents we know. UAE we don't. We don't play them enough.
Yep.
Right? We know Thailand and we know Vietnam. So for us, playing our neighbours gives us the edge on measuring expectations. We know who we're playing against. We know how they play. we understand how to go against them. So for us, by the luck of the draw, we've got neighboring countries that provides us a lot more in-depth knowledge of our opponents, which helps our preparation. So they are on any day, it's a 50-50 game, I believe, with Thailand and Vietnam. If they are on top of the game, they take the points. But it's also, if we play well that day, we're bound for the win. So the gap is not that big.
All right. Speaking of that, I mean, like the Indonesia match the other day, we saw what happened. We didn't like what happened.
Yeah.
How will the FAM handle that situation? I mean, like, sorry, not that situation. When Indonesian fans come here and we host them at Bukit Jalil National Stadium.
I believe we don't want to be everything to be criticized. So if we had a problem with what we saw in Vietnam and what we experienced, in Indonesia, and what we experienced in Indonesia, the last thing I would want is for us to become that. So everything that we criticize, we should set an example of how it should be. I believe that's our fans. I believe in our 12th man. I believe in the attitude that we've shown as a huge footballing nation in the past. Yeah, we've had black marks in our history before when it comes to fan violence or aggression within the fans. But I think if you look back in recent times, we've proved to be really exemplary. People record us, people talk about our ultras, people talk about the fans in Malaysia with pride and with example of how it should be done. So I think we stick to that. If we can, as a nation, the fans of what happened in Indonesia and probably the negativity it's put across Indonesian football, but as a country at large, we don't want to become that. And I believe we are beyond that already, and we are above all of that aggression.
Okay, so that means we're going to welcome Indonesian fans with open arms, basically.
Yes, I mean, let's not take Indonesian football fans as an example of maybe a negative few, aggressive bunch that may have tainted what Indonesian football or the mass of Indonesian fans. You had the Indonesian captain turn around and also not condone what was done. You had the sports minister that turned around and also apologized for it. So as a nation, I wouldn't judge the nation by the actions of a big few, but a passionate bunch in itself. But the traveling Indonesian fans, if they end up coming, we will provide the necessary protection and security needed. It's the same done with us in Indonesia. It was the police were cooperative, and even the NPSSI was very cooperative with us. But when you're unable to predict the reactions of the fans and the aggression, all the plans are just mere plans if you're unable to react to unpredictable situations. And I believe that's what happened. So in this instance, in Malaysia, we hope to provide the best protection and security measures for the away fans, which we do for all. Even Vietnam fans or Thailand fans that come, we will provide the same level of security. And we've done that pretty well over the last few matches. Even in full stadiums that we had at the AFF Suzuki Cup, you didn't have too many negative altercations. When you have 80,000, 90,000 people crossing paths with away fans and home fans, you're bound to have some sort of sparks flying.
Yeah.
And this is football.
Okay.
Yeah, so we expect the same level of security being provided right through our group stages. And I believe we will, as a nation, prove to be proud in November when we host them, and hopefully by then nothing negative happens.
All right. I know as the FAM Secretary-General, you might not be able to answer this, but how far do you think Malaysia will go in Group G?
We come into this group knowing that the performance of the team will decide where we end up, right? If we got into a group where you've had a few unpredictable nations from the west or the east, we may be able to say, okay, let's move into the second round of Asian Cup qualifiers. But I think we're in a group that we are able to predict our opponents and hopefully do our best. So first or second within the group is within our means, and I believe that's our target, first or second in the group.
All right. So your the next thing I'm going to ask you is Tan Cheng Ho.
Yeah.
He basically put up a team that a lot of people are saying like there's a lot of new fresh faces. I mean, the only seniors there are Farizal Malias, Mak Yo.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the new team? I mean, how effective do you think they are? And then what do you think of his strategy of calling all these new fresh faces?
No, I think it's a conversation we have daily with Coach Tan. Yeah. So as our office, we have these conversations about call-ups before the call-ups are done. We debate it, we talk about it, and Coach Tan is a really open coach where he aims to listen to you as well. And obviously he's the head coach, but he will listen to the general secretary providing opinion.
Yeah.
We have at least 2 layers of replacements now in every position. Yeah. So we have like for like replacement right up to the top, and I believe the blend of old, new, half blood and naturalized has proved that the chemistry is right in the team. But I have to highlight here one of the major achievements I believe under Coach Tan is the spirit of the team.
Okay.
So you've got all the races in the team now. You've got the mixed blood and also our naturalized players playing for Malaysia. And the amazing thing about it is that if you are in the changing room one day, you will realize the camaraderie that they have between the boys. It's amazing. It's spectacular. You don't see the national team chasing the game until the last minute like we did, coming back from being a goal down at halftime. And it's a team I believe that now plays for the badge, the Milancana di Dada as we call it, and they really respond to the crowd. So I believe the team will do well.
And there's a sound tactical to it because it's no longer defensive football anymore.
Of course, I mean that in itself is the testament of Coach Tan. I mean the style of football he had from his Kedah days and now in the national team is a style of football. We go out to win the match. We don't go out to not lose the match. And I think that in itself had a positive impact on the team. The players play with confidence. You go out and you attack. Yeah? It was a very offensive formation that he came out with against Indonesia. He played with 2 win. Even in the opponent's homes, he goes out with a style of football that is there to score a goal. So we're very proud of that style of football.
All right. Just now you mentioned naturalized players.
Yeah.
Can I ask you if it's true that we will get 2 additions in March for the Group G Round 2 qualifiers?
So we can't.
Any truth
the
to
registration window closes. So for this round 2, the registration only opens after round 2 into round 3.
Okay.
So if we do get any additional naturalized players, it's not for this round of matches, but it's for the next round. And I'm not saying about the flip, but that means after this group stage of G.
Okay.
So we won't have them for all the matches in.
Meaning, should we progress to the next stage, then we
Correct.
can. Okay.
Correct. If at all, there is a registration window that opens at the end of June next year.
Okay. So last but not the least, would you like to say something to the fans of Harimau Malaya? You know, like just give them your advice on matters of how to act at the stadium or how to get your tickets done and everything and such.
Yeah. No. Okay. Malaysian football fans, at FAM we've been trying to improve the game experience from the time we've started at the end of last year till now. We've added a number of things to the ecosystem to ensure that the comfort and the efficiency of the system is available for you. We've made our mistakes in the past and we're improving everything that we're doing. And I seek your patience and cooperation in us improving it further. You will experience a few new things in the next game. I hope you enjoy yourself. Get behind your team, support the team. The team reacts to you. So if you're positive, you're loud, make that heard. The team hears you, and hopefully we aim for a positive result tomorrow. Thank you.
All right. So thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us. I mean, making the time. I know that the match is tomorrow. You're like super busy, and so is the rest of FAM. But you heard it here firsthand from Stuart Ramalingam, FAM General Secretary. Signing off for NST.